Sometimes a bargain bin gamble gives you a hidden gem. Sometimes it gives you something that belongs right back in the bargain bin. And then sometimes you get a game like Mark of the Ninja Remastered. A game that you can tell is well made. You can understand why people like it. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't do it for you. That's pretty much where I landed with this one. Welcome back to Uncle Ed Gaming, and this is another bargain bin gamble, where I take a chance on a PlayStation game that's on sale to find out whether I uncovered a bargain or just wasted a few dollars. This time, the game is Mark of the Ninja Remastered. It normally retails for $19.99 on the PlayStation Store, but I caught it on sale for $4.99. That's 75% off the lowest tracked price it has reached on PlayStation. Mark of the Ninja had actually been on my radar for a while, mainly because I'm already familiar with the developer, Klei Entertainment. They made Don't Starve, which is a survival game that I've put some hours into and really enjoyed. They also made Invisible Inc., which is a completely different type of game, but it's built around stealth, and I like that game. So Klei had already given me 2 games that I enjoyed, and because I'm already a fan of stealth games, Mark of the Ninja seemed like a pretty safe gamble. And after playing it for around 10 hours, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. The best way I can describe Mark of the Ninja is that it's a stealth game with action platforming elements. You're moving through these side-scrolling levels as a ninja, avoiding guards, sneaking through environments, and deciding whether to silently eliminate your enemies or to try to get around them. There are platforming sections, different abilities to use, and some moments where the action picks up. But stealth is really the heart of the game. And honestly, the basic controls were fine. There wasn't a steep learning curve where I had to spend hours figuring out what every button did. The game regularly puts prompts on the screen and tells you what you need to press. So my problem wasn't that I couldn't understand the controls. The problem was actually putting everything together once the game started asking more from me. That's where the difficulty started getting in the way of my enjoyment. Now, I'm not saying the game is impossibly hard. I know there are some people out there who can probably move through these levels smoothly, take out every guard without being detected, and make the whole thing look easy. That wasn't me. I found myself wishing there was a way to dial the difficulty down a little bit so I could enjoy the levels, experience the story, and experiment with the stealth mechanics without every section turning into trial and error. Because even though the game explains the buttons, knowing which button to press and knowing exactly when and where to use it are 2 different things. After a while, I wasn't really excited about mastering the levels. I was just trying to get through them. The game also includes bonus challenge rooms where you have to solve different environmental puzzles. And once I got into some of those, my reaction wasn't, let me figure this out. My reaction was, yo, let me get out of here and back to the story. I didn't want to deal with them. That doesn't automatically make those challenges bad. Some people are going to enjoy taking their time studying the room and working out the solution. But when I'm already struggling to stay invested in the main game, stopping everything to solve another difficult puzzle isn't going to bring me back in. It's going to make me want to move on even faster. And as far as the story goes, I'll be honest, it didn't really pull me in. Your character receives these tattoos, the ninja clan is attacked, his master is captured, you go out and rescue him, and then you deal with the people who are responsible. That's the general setup, I think. But even after the 10 hours, I still didn't feel strongly connected to the characters or completely invested in what was happening. And that says something. It doesn't necessarily mean the story is bad. It means the story wasn't doing enough to carry me through the parts of the gameplay that I wasn't enjoying. One thing I will give Mark of the Ninja is credit for its presentation. Yo, the animation is dope. The game has a clean animated look that still holds up, and the movement and character designs fit the ninja theme really well. Visually, this does not feel rushed or poorly made. You can see the quality. I see why this game has its fans. And that's what makes this review a little complicated. Because I don't have a long list of major technical problems. The controls work, the game explains the mechanics, the animation looks good, the abilities, challenges, and there's lots of things to uncover. There's a real game here. It just never gave me that feeling of where I couldn't wait to get back to it. When I played Shadow Tactics, I had late nights with that game because I wanted to keep playing. Even the Terminator Resistance, that review came out late because I was still playing the game and kept pulling me back in. With Mark of the Ninja, I played around 10 hours, and instead of looking for an excuse to continue, I was ready to move on to something else. There's a difference between playing longer because you're enjoying a game and playing longer because you're waiting for the game to click. And I felt like, I was just waiting for that click and it never came. Could I go back to it eventually? I might. I'll probably pick it back up. There's still abilities I haven't fully explored, levels I haven't completed, and I'm sure there's more of the game to be uncovered. But I'm also not going to pretend that I need to finish every game before I'm allowed to have an opinion about my experience. 10 hours is enough time for me to know whether a game is keeping me interested. This one wasn't. So, where does Mark of the Ninja Remastered land in the bargain bin gamble? I can't call it a bargain bin bust. The game is too well made for that, and I understand exactly why fans of precise, challenging stealth games would enjoy it. But I also can't give it the bargain bin certified stamp because I didn't enjoy it enough to recommend it without reservations. For me, Mark of the Ninja Remastered gets to proceed with caution. If you enjoy two-dimensional stealth games, learning enemy patterns, solving environmental puzzles, and replaying sections until you get them right, there could be a lot here for you. But if you're looking for a more forgiving stealth experience or you need a strong story to keep pushing you forward, this might not be the bargain you're hoping for. And even though I only paid $4.99 instead of the regular $19.99, a deep discount doesn't automatically make every game a great bargain. Mark of the Ninja Remastered isn't a bad game. It's just one of those games that I respected more than I actually enjoy. And sometimes, that's the way the gamble goes. This is Uncle Ed Gaming. Let me know whether you played Mark of the Ninja, and whether this one clicked for you more than it did for me. I'll catch you guys on the next Bargain Bin Gamble. Like, subscribe. We've got more content coming.